Right, a very good evening to you. KUTV Weekend Prime begins now. Warm welcome to the broadcast. I'm in the company of RUTH, CHEPKOECH, who will be a sign language interpreter for the night. And I go by the name DAPHNEY ORINA. We're streaming live on YouTube at KUTV Kenya and on Facebook at KUTV Kenya. Let's get started. The widow to the late Mau Mau hero Dedan Kimathi, Mama Mukami Kimathi, has been laid to rest at her home in Jambindi in Nyandarua County today, following her death a week ago. Family members as well as leaders in the country have named Mukami as a hero who fought for Kenya's freedom after joining her husband Dedan Kimathi in the forest to fight for Kenyans' liberation from the colonizers.
It is at the funeral of the Mau Mau hero in Mukami Kimathi where Azimio leader Raila Odinga and President Ruto met for the first time since they faced off in the last presidential contest. President Ruto has bashed Odinga for criticizing his government, yet he remained silent when the cost of basic commodities shot up during the last administration.
Makosa mulifanya nyinyi, badala ya kwenda kusaidia mkulima kuzalisha, mulienda kupatia pesa mila. Ule mtu anasiaga pale. Ule mtu ya kusiaga ako na unga yake ya kutoa wapi? Sinatoka shambani. Ndio mimi nimeenda kwa wakulima kupanga hawa. That is how to reduce the cost of living. You don't reduce the cost of living by working with millers on subsidy programs.
Ruto has also implored on Odinga to avoid politics involving protest, adding that the bipartisan committee will deal with all the demands that the opposition wants addressed.
Wazimu hapa, kila mtu anapanga vile anajua. So, ndugu zangu, mimi niko tayari kabisa kukubaliana na bwana former prime minister na watu ya Azimio, tuache fujo.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, together with Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, urged the leader to smear the coffee and end his long-term streak of self-denial by accepting that Ruto won the last election.
Afanye nini, lakini tuache kuharibu mali ya wananchi barabarani, tuache fujo, tuache maandamano.
Odinga, however, insists that it is his role as the leader of the opposition to defend the rights of Kenyans.
Ukweli wa mambo ambao ni lazima sasa tutambue ni kwamba uchaguzi uliisha mwezi wa August mwaka jana na Wakenya walichagua Mheshimiwa William Samoei Ruto kama rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya.
Both the government and the opposition say they are aware of the situation in Kenya, and President Ruto has given Kenyans an assurance that his policies will help reduce the high costs of living. James Morekimanda, KUTV.
Still on that, President William Ruto and opposition leader Raila Odinga have met for the first time at the burial ceremony of the Mau Mau heroine Mukami Kimathi. This event has, however, not prevented these leaders from engaging in their usual political criticism. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi have called upon Odinga to avoid politics centered on disrupting the economy status of Kenya. In other news, Kenya's independence and longest ruling party, the Kenya African National Union, that is KANU, is celebrating 63 years of existence. KANU ruled for nearly 40 years after Kenya's independence from the British colonial rule in 1963. KANU party leader Gideon Moi, in his commemoration letter, explained that KANU celebrates its 63rd anniversary, marking a remarkable journey of endurance, optimism, and unwavering hope for Kenya. His letter goes on to say that 63 years ago, Kenyans yearned for an independent nation free from the clutches of poverty, illiteracy, and disease. He continued to say that Kenya must explore avenues to create affordable and conducive environment for direct foreign investment, particularly industrialization. Away from that, officials of the Kenya National Union of Teachers, KNUT, in Nyanza, have vowed to storm the Teacher Service Commission offices should Parliament pass the Finance Bill 2023 without amendments. Now, the bill, which has so far been met by strong opposition, seeks to widen the tax net as government aims to reduce external borrowing and finance its ambitious plans. The proposed 3% housing levy has especially been opposed by the teachers.
The Finance Bill 2023 has received hostile reception from the opposition political parties, workers' unions, and religious leaders alike. The bill that is already in Parliament is awaiting debate and approval before its implementation. Several county chapters of teachers' unions have voiced their dissatisfaction with the bill as they fear that it would make the purse grow thinner against an ever-rising cost of living.
Things are so high, ukiangalia chumvi, tafadhali unalia. Ukitaka mkate, we no longer take them. We take tea and sometimes we go hungry to school.
NAT officials in Siaya, led by Secretary Alex Dunga, Eliud Ombori and Eunice Bosco, all who sit in NAT National Executive Council, want MPs from Nyanza region to shoot down the bill should the government fail to amend the contentious issues.
So we are here to urge our parliamentarians from Nyanza region to up their game now. The ball is in their court. It is now not KNUT. It is now not NAT. It is the MPs. We voted for them. They are our representative. They must shoot this bill.
We cannot impose all the taxes at a go to your employees. One, you are demoralizing them, which means their service production must go down because they are frustrated.
The 3% housing levy has particularly struck a nerve. Several teachers want the plan to be voluntary, arguing that some of them are headed to retirement and their savings will not mature before they leave. This in addition to prior financial commitments.
As we are today, we are at the apex of negotiating with the government for a 60% increment of salary. A new CBA, because the CBA that is currently running was non-monetary. Where are we going to get the 3% to deduct for the housing scheme?
Do they really know the type of houses that we want?
They don't know.
They don't know. So let them stay away. We are able to organize ourselves and build the houses that we want.
Their parting shot.
The moment that 3% will be removed from the teacher's pay, we shall camp at the county headquarters of TSC demanding that money to be brought to us.
NAT acknowledges its support for the government of the day, but detests its plan, which they say is anti-Kenyan teacher. Dennis Omondi reporting for KUTV.
Thank you, Omondi, for that report, which has really elicited a lot of emotions from various people in this country trying to wonder and know and ask why they need to pay 3%. Talk to us on our social media platforms. Let us know what you think about that. Away from that, the famed Narok teacher Joyce Sempela Malit of CI Primary School in Narok East sub-county rather, has requested for the school's infrastructure to be improved for better learning. Teacher Sempela went viral on the social media for her kind gesture of sewing her pupils' uniform, and the viral photo melted the hearts and endeared her to Kenyans.
A viral photo of a Narok teacher who was captured sewing a pupil's uniform surprised many. The teacher Joy Sampela Malit of CIPA Primary School in Narok East Sub-County now wants the local leaders to boost the school infrastructure so that the students can have a conducive learning environment. Joy Sampela Malit says that the pupil's dress was torn as a result of a protruding nail in her chair.
Ilikuwa hivi hiyo siku. Tulikuwa tunaenda karibu kufunga shule. Mtoto akaenda nje kucheza na akarudi kengele ilipogongwa kutoka break time, akarudi darasani. Kuja darasani kuketi kwa kiketi, hivi viketi viko na misumeno, misumari. Mtoto kukalia hivi ikashika nguo na mtoto kuamuka hivi nguo ikararuka kuanzia mwisho hadi mwisho ingine all round.
The 56-year-old teacher, who is still receiving gifts from members of public for her kind gesture, says she was amazed by the way her action was recognized in the entire world, saying this is one of the many deeds that teachers in the country do.
Hawa watoto ambao wamekuja kuniona leo na kuniletea sarahani, nafikiri nitaita mtu atanitrain nikaweze kujua sio lazima niwe na mshonaji wa nguo hapa. Sisi pia tutaweza kufanya hii kazi, hata tutaweza train wengine na wengine tukaweze kujua hii kazi inaendelea vipi.
The pupil's teacher, Miss Sabina Esho, says when she realized that the girl had a torn dress, she asked Miss Malit to help her sew the dress for the girl.
Kwa majina ni Sabina Esho, mwalimu wa grade ya pili, mwalimu wa huyu mtoto ambaye amefanya Madam Akatrend, mtoto Saiton. Mimi ndiye mwalimu wa darasa na mimi ndiye mpiga picha wa hiyo siku. Huyu mtoto vile Madam ameelezea, alikuja na nguo nzuri akiwa ametoka kwao nyumbani. Nguo ikawa ni ile nguo imezeeka. Alafu kiti chake kilikuwa na mshumari, kikaweza kushika kikararuka. Nika notice in the first lesson, akaenda short break, akarudi imeongezeka kidogo. Kwenda long break imeraruka yote.
The teacher has received a fully paid holiday trip to Masai Mara National Reserve from a travel and tours company, a sewing machine from a local businessman, Stanley Muteti, as the girl received assistance from the former Nairobi governor, Mike Sonko.
Kaona badala pia tumiange hii kushona na mkono, wacha nimletee sharani, najua pengine amefanya kazi hii kwa muda mrefu and watu wengi wanamjua. So I decided hata mimi nionyeshe kwamba kufanya kitu mzuri ni mzuri.
Joy Sampela Malit's story highlighted the extra miles teachers go to facilitate learning. Mumbi Wainaina, KUTV.
In other news, the Directorate of Criminal Investigation, DCI, has launched investigations into the incident where Mwinjoyo FM presenters were attacked while live on air in Nakuru. DCI is looking for 4 armed suspects who are reported to have perpetrated the act. In the CCTV footages, the suspects are seen ordering the journalists to lie down before searching their pockets to look for money and other items. They are reported to have stolen 8 phones, 35,000 Kenyan shillings, 8 pairs of shoes, among other things. They are also reported to have destroyed 5 cameras before running away. The DCI is requesting for anyone with information regarding the suspects to report to them using the number 0800722203. Well, it is time for us to take our first break right here on KUTV Weekend Prime. But before we go, I remember I asked you about your views regarding the 3% taxes on housing. One Robert is saying, let the government build new superhighways, SGR, and they will see the tax collection curve going up. They will yield from all sectors. But a lot of people are not really receptive to these 3% taxes on housing projects, and they feel like they should be able to build their own houses and live with them. We'll be back with more. Don't go too far.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Adventures across the African continent. See breathtaking wildlife, stunning landscapes, and out of this world technologies. Meet incredible scientists and learn fantastic facts. Explore, discover, be amazed. Be part of the next generation of African change makers. Be a part of Engine, Africa's #1 science discovery program. Yay!
We're learning every day.
On this week's episode of Fashion.
Access to knowledge. Solution to unanswered questions.
Guidelines to pursuing your rights. And repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more, only on Law Matters.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Let's carry on. Butula Member of Parliament Joseph Oyula intends to allocate 26 million shillings for high school student bursaries. The Member of Parliament says that the Constituency Development Fund allocation for his area has contributed immensely in improving education in high schools. Kadari Chari with more.
MP Joseph Oyula says that he intends to give a total of 26 million shillings through the CDF office to fund the education of secondary school students to ensure that all students have an opportunity to study. He was speaking at a Lukari High School, Marachi Ward North, during a series of events organized to give bursary checks to high school students in that area.
Kwa ujumla, mashule ya Butula, yale ambayo iko kwa Butula, watoto ambao wanasomea hapa, tutapeana shilingi milioni 22. Na watoto ambao wanasoma nje ya Butula, wanatoka kwa hii sehemu, watapata karibu milioni 4.
Families who are beneficiaries of the funding have explained that they are happy considering that the cost of living is increasing and the little income they have are committed elsewhere. Some have close to no income.
Nimefurahia leo, niko na furaha sana kwa sababu naona mtoto wangu ataendelea kusoma bila kufukuzwa kwa shule.
The students in that area have expressed their gratitude to the MP, requesting him to continue with the same initiative to enable them to achieve their dreams in life, as most of them come from poor families.
Sasa kwangu mimi nimeshukuru zaidi. Kulingana na hali ya saa hii, hali ni ngumu. Sasa mimi namshukuru tu aweze kutusaidia ili nasi tuweze kutengeneza maisha yetu ya baadaye, nasi tuwe kiongozi kama yeye.
Additionally, Oyula has encouraged the students in that area who will not manage to join universities in the country to join various technical colleges to get skills and employment in the coming days. Kadari Chari reporting for KU TV.
Well put. The world's biggest chocolate producers are enjoying record profits but are failing to pass on the benefits to cocoa farmers, many of whom are suffering falling incomes and worsening poverty. This is according to a report from the charity Oxfam. Listening.
Ghana is the world's second largest producer of cocoa. Farmers' incomes in the country fell 16% on average since the start of the coronavirus pandemic in 2020, according to Oxfam's analysis.
COVID, of course, was a big disruption, but then also the war in Ukraine and the resulting economic crisis, coupled with some more longer-term challenges like the impact of climate change and aging farms, which is a big issue in Ghana.
Oxfam says many Ghanaian cocoa farmers survive on just $2 a day.
Lower incomes really have shown to facilitate the use of children on farms, so child labor, which is a big problem, of course, in Ghana and other cocoa-producing countries, but also deforestation, that farmers are more likely to go out and cut down more trees in order to expand their farms, in order to make a living.
At the same time, Oxfam says profits for the world's biggest chocolate firms, Hershey, Lindt & Sprüngli, Mondelez and Nestle, have increased by 16% since the pandemic.
And that translates into 15 billion of profit by just the 4 largest public chocolate companies since 2020.
Ivory Coast is the world's biggest producer of cocoa. Here too, farmers complain of falling incomes.
We planters are poor. The Westerners who come to buy cocoa are getting rich. Meanwhile, we are suffering. We earn nothing. We suffer cultivating the fields. That's why we ask the government to help us.
The governments of Ghana and Ivory Coast signed a deal in 2021 to try to get a bigger share of the chocolate industry's profits by setting a minimum price and obtaining a cash premium per ton of cocoa, which is an extra sum paid directly to farmers on top of the commercial price of cocoa. But Oxfam says the payments have failed to meaningfully increase farmers' incomes.
If you as a company are profitable at the same time as the producers of your most critical raw material are falling deeper into poverty, then there's something wrong with your business model.
Lindt & Sprüngli told VOA they pay Ghanaian farmers a $60 per ton premium and invested over $20 million in cocoa sustainability programs in 2021. Hershey said it aims to support better livelihoods for farmers with cash transfers and loans. Mondelez and Nestle did not respond to VOA requests for comment. Henry Ridgewell for VOA News, London.
Happening in sports, Africa's fastest man and record holder Ferdinand Omanyala stormed the Absa Kipkeino Classic Men's 100-meter finals with a stunning victory at the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani today. Omanyala beat a star-studded side that included world 100-meter silver medalist Marvin Bracey Williams, who failed to withstand the heat from Omanyala and Bednarek to settle third in a season best of 10 minutes and 3 seconds. Omanyala's focus will now shift to Rabat Diamond League, slated for May 28th in Morocco. It's all systems go for Kenya's Rally Star program after engineers from Europe ran the final tests on the machines. 3 Ford Fiestas will be in action during this year's WRC Safari Rally, slated to kick off in Kenya on the 22nd of June. The Rally Star program, an initiative of global manufacturers, Sports Europe, Safari Rally Kenya, Safaricom, and KQ, has seen Kenya's young drivers participate in the Junior Series, African Rally Championships, and Kenya National Rally Championships across the globe.
Craig Kimathi, Hamza Anwar, and Jeremiah Wahome jostling for top glory at this year's Global Masterpiece, the WRC Safari Rally on June 22nd to 25th, 2023. M-Sport Poland team of engineers jetted into the country this month to assess and fine-tune the multi-million rally machines after tedious days of meetings between the local engineers Moto Atrep and the Europe team. All the 3 Ford Fiestas were given the go-ahead to compete in the world's toughest rally.
It's giving them more hope. Very young drivers should come on board. Maybe they'll be elected, one of the cars will come down. Yeah.
Tell us Adil Khan, the local chief engineer, says it's a dream come true for the youngsters for the last 3 years. Hamza Anwar is fresh off from competing in Croatia Rally and will be keen on emulating their victories in this year's event.
I think that driving the rally car is the experience. It's mostly experience. You can be a talented rally driver, but you need to get experience around the whole world if you want to practice in the WRC. So I think these guys should driving this car and get more experience, and someday we'll be on the top and reach the
M-Sport Poland junior rally engineer Simon Lodjko says experience and tenacity will count in the battle of man and machine, and calls on the local crews to up their game, with a podium finish being in the offing. The Europe-based team is confident that the African youngsters will grab major wins this year. Njama Gikomo for KUTV Sports.
Well, that's all we had for you tonight right here on KUTV Weekend Prime. Thank you so much for sticking through the bulletin. We leave it at that for now. My name is DAPHNEY ORINA, and I've been in the company of RUTH CHEPKOECH. Do have yourself a good night and a great weekend.